Good morning and welcome to day, I think 30 of Ralston's big adventure. All right, so I just stayed at the station at 19E. Great time, really great people. But the only problem is that there's no ride back to the trail. So I'm about to have to road walk half a mile to get to the trailhead and start back on my AT adventure. It is also 8:48 in the morning, so it's a little late to get started. And also I have an 18.4 mile day, so just adding another half mile onto that. But you know what? It's okay. It's just, it is what it is. All right, well, I got super lucky, and the shuttle guy for the hostel showed up right as I was about to walk down the road, so I got a ride to the half mile point, and now I'm getting back on the trail. Luckily, I think the weather's supposed to kind of hold off today, which was nice because we were thinking today was going to be another kind of gross day, and it's a little drizzly, but not too bad. But here we are, off on our 18.4 mile day. So a cool thing about this part of the trail is from here to Watauga Lake, which is Hampton or Elizabethton, Tennessee. They're kind of close together, so they're just labeled the same. There's a lot of waterfalls between here and there. And I will be crossing the 400 mile mark today, which is a big day. And it's like a really pretty waterfall apparently, so really excited to show you guys that and to see it. But yeah, so we're going to be crossing a lot bigger water sources, which I'm kind of excited about. I kind of thought I'd see more of those, but really it's just been these like really high mountain springs, and that's been it. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, so this morning's hike was fine till we got to all this grass. And look at this. Like, this is the trail through all this grass. Like, I hate this because I feel like I'm gonna get bit by a snake or something crazy. But this is today's trail through the grass. All right, I think the sun is gonna make an appearance today at some point. At least it's trying to peek out. But yeah, that is a welcome sight for sure. Well, I stumbled upon another cemetery. This is probably the biggest and probably most like well-kept cemetery that I've come across. But yeah, it's just kind of odd. Like, there's a lot of these things on the trail. It's kind of weird. All right, so the trail's getting to the point where you really have to pay attention to where you're going, because you'll be walking down the path and like it looks like it keeps on going straight. Path's clear, it's great. And all of a sudden it's like, turn. And so you have to really pay attention, or you can keep just going straight and then get totally lost and have to backtrack. For example, I did that yesterday. So we were on Roan Mountain going up over those balds, and the AT, like I've said before, loves to just like send you up and over every single hill imaginable. Also, I've come to a road and now I don't really know where to go. I think it's right here. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, anyway, so like I've said before, you know, the AT likes to send you up and over every mountain it possibly can. So I just assumed, and the trail was straight. Like, if you kept going straight, you'd go up the mountain. And so I just kept going straight. All of a sudden, I hear from behind me, Maverick, Maverick. And it's Bree, the lady from Perth, Western Australia. And I turned around and I was like, what? And she was like, you're going the wrong way. She's like, unless you want to go up there. I was like, wait, this isn't the trail? And she's like, no, it goes down here. So, I mean, luckily I was only like probably 100 yards, maybe. So, it really worked out for me. And I didn't get like super far up the hill. But, yeah, there's been a couple times since then. It's like, you really gotta pay attention or you could go the wrong way. So, yeah, that's kind of the update on the trail conditions right now. 400 miles. And I have felt every single one of them. But man, feels good to be here. So, yesterday's rain really kind of wore us all out. Because this morning, we got to talking about like the things we missed the most about normal life. And one girl said, I think Weeze said sweatpants. Buff said, you know, sitting in her sweatpants and sweatshirt on the couch watching TV with her cat while the rain fell outside. Somebody else said like, you know, just their morning coffee and their morning routine. So yeah, I mean, the trail will definitely wear you out, and it definitely makes you miss like some of the extreme comforts that you're so used to at home. But you know, like, there's just this insatiable desire to also like see what's around every bend and to like be victorious and make it to Katahdin. Like, it's just like, I don't know, we all feel like masochists out here. Like, we're just hungry for punishment for like the glory of making it. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I mean, like, there are so many things that make the trail so worth it, but there are so many things that make it so hard. And so it really is just like a mental battle. And I've talked about this before, but it is a mental battle every single day to get out here and finish strong. But it's worth it. It is. All right, so I made it to Jones Falls. It's beautiful. Here, let me get a better shot of it. The trail really knows how to celebrate big milestones, because the first 100 miles is Albert Mountain in Franklin, which is beautiful. Second is Clingman's Dome, that's 200 miles. Highest point on the AT, gorgeous sunrise. Third is the exposed ridge, which is beautiful, and now the waterfall. So, as much as I hate the curved and the ups and downs, they really know how to put the 100-mile markers at good spots. All right, so it came a torrential downpour yesterday, as you saw, and this is the after effects of it. The rivers down here at the bottom are just muddy and high, and I'd say running pretty good. So yeah, this is what happens when it rains really, really hard in the mountains. All right, check out these little guys. Little salamanders. Well, I thought there were 3, but oh, one's right there. Yeah, I just dipped my head under the water, cool myself off a little bit. There's a shelter literally right around the corner from here that I'm gonna stop and eat lunch at with Phil and Stefan. And then we've got like 9.8 or something to the shelter that we're staying at tonight. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna put my phone up before I bust my tail going down this thing. Okay, so plans may have changed today after my little lunch break. So there's this guy that I met last night at the hostel. His name is BLT. not for the sandwich, but for Brave Little Toaster, which is, I think it's a Disney movie. But anyway, it was a movie that came out, I think, in like the late 80s, about a toaster that like goes to space to save a baby. I don't know. It's kind of a whole odd thing, but it's kind of a fun little movie, so check it out if you've ever seen it. Anyway, total side rant, sorry. Back to my plan. So, BLT informs me that there's a hostel 6 miles from the shelter that I was gonna stay at, and it's $5. And that gets you a bunk, a shower, there's a kitchen there, and the guy who runs the hostel will take you to town, which I don't need anything, so that's fine. But I was gonna shelter anyway tomorrow night, or hostel anyway tomorrow night, because that's how I kind of planned out my stops over the next couple days. But if I go the 6 more miles, stay at this hostel, I think I can make it to Damascus a day earlier, or at least half a day earlier, which would be honestly kind of ideal. So I think what I'm gonna do is make today a 24-mile day, and then the following days are gonna be pretty long too, to make it into Damascus by either Thursday night or early Friday morning. It's gonna be a haul, and I'm gonna see how I feel when I get to this next shelter, but I'm really thinking about pushing on to the hostel. The other day I talked about slack packing and explained that that's kind of a normal concept out here on the trail. There's another thing that people do out here a lot that I want to explain, and it's called a work for stay. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but how it works is you've got all kinds of different people out here with all kinds of different budgets of what they want to spend, what they don't want to spend. And so there are some hostels that will allow you like a discount or a free stay if like you help them out around the hostel. So like, for example, you might, like this morning, for example, I was hiking with Dragon Ball, and he didn't really want to pay for his stay, but he also didn't want to sleep in the rain. So when he got to the hostel yesterday, he asked him, and he just was like, hey, do you guys do a work for stay? And I don't know what rate he got, but he had to help him cook breakfast this morning. So there's all kinds of different ways to do it. Like, I heard of one guy who just did laundry all day for the hostel. So yeah, that's a very common practice out here as well. Okay, so I just took a very long break by the river, which was super nice. But I've decided to shelter tonight instead of going to the hostel. It just was going to be a haul today, and by the time I get to the shelter, I'm not going to want to hoof it another 6 more miles. So I'm going to shelter and stick with my original plan to get to Damascus by Friday night. Alright, that's all. Well, just when you need it the most, it happens. Showed up to this Forest Service road, and Marlene, the trail angel, was there with Gatorades, Cokes. She filled our water bottles. She had all kinds of snacks. And there probably get like 5 of us there. And it was just like the biggest pick-me-up for the day. I mean, gosh, there's just, you ride so many highs and lows throughout the day out here. And so I was definitely riding a low. And then Marlene shows up with her trail magic and her poems and you know, she's a Christian too, so I don't know, it was just, yeah, that was cool. That was a good moment. So definitely thankful for Marlene, the trail angel. So today's walk in the woods has actually been really lovely. Aside from the tall grass this morning, didn't like that. It's just been like a really pretty, like, I don't know, just the mountain laurels, the pine trees, the green, the rivers. Like, it's been a really, really nice day walking through the woods. Temperature's been great, no rain, just really peaceful and pretty woods. Alright, so right up there is Roan Mountain. That's where we started the day off yesterday. That was about 34 miles ago. So we had to go all the way around and make a giant circle to get to this point. And it's only right there.
New Mexico.
I met a couple Idaho people recently, actually.
None from the Dakotas. I don't have Mississippi. And Delaware.
Alright, so it is currently 9:03. I think this is the latest I've stayed up at a shelter yet. But, like, there's a whole new cast of characters, like, that have shown up in the last couple days. Like, for example, Dietz is this kind of older guy. He's awesome, but he showed up at like 8:30 and hasn't eaten dinner, hasn't like set up anything. So he's like eating dinner. We still got the fire going. Chill Pill is like drying his socks right now, I think. We are crammed in the shelter, which is right behind me. There's a couple people tenting, but there's a lot of people here tonight, which is fun. It's always nice having a lot of people at the shelter, but had some dinner, hung out for a long time, got to know kind of all the new faces here. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a long day. I think I have a 20-ish mile day tomorrow, but it's weird. It goes like downhill, and then it's like the Watauga Lake, like just giant mountain. So it literally goes like, you go down, then you go straight up, and you go straight back down, and then you flatten out to the lake, and kind of walk around the lake. But it's cool because I'm meeting up with the Isaiah 117 house people, like the co-founders tomorrow. Corey and Rhonda Paulson. I think I said that right. Hold on just a second. Okay, yeah, I got their names right. But yeah, I'm meeting up with them tomorrow because they live in Elizabethton, which is right next to Lake Watauga. So it's going to be really cool to meet them. I'm really pumped about it. Really just cool, all the work they do for foster children, and excited that, you know, our hometown is, you know, getting it in Isaiah 117 house for foster kids. So I think that's a really cool thing. So I'm pumped to meet them. But yeah, again, hoping to get to Damascus by Friday. That's still the plan and the goal. I think Dietz and then Phil are too. So I'll at least have some hiking buddies for the next couple days. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and brush my teeth, use the bathroom, and get in the shelter and go to bed because it is freezing cold out here tonight. Hey y'all, it's Ralston here hiking the AT. I'm hiking the AT for several reasons, but one big one is to support the Isaiah 117 house in Blairsville, Georgia. This organization is dedicated to, helping foster kids at the moment they're taken out of the home and some of the most traumatic parts of their lives. That's where they seek to intervene. And so they seek to provide a house with food, clothing, foster parents, almost pretty much immediately after they're taken out of the home. So it's a really, really great organization that's dedicated to bettering the lives of children. And I just could not be more appreciative and more excited to support them and of all the work they're doing. So if you'd like to help out and donate, you can visit the link below, and it'll take you to the donation page. But please consider giving a gift to help support Isaiah 117. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, Maverick out.